Dog. So obviously you're going to need Jimmy Butler to be the best player performing, remaining in the playoffs. You're going to need a consistent Bam Adebayo, rebounding, dominating the paint, and knocking down his 15-foot shot. They have the best coach in the game, in my opinion, in Eric Spoelstra, who they should give him a statue because they got 9 undrafted players. They're doing this without Tyler Hero. They're doing this without Victor Oladipo. They're going to need some help. Dwayne Wade, is he available? He's still in shape?
Well, I know he doesn't want to be
Alonzo Mourning?
You're just a buzzer beater.
No doubt about it. I mean, this is what it's going to take.
Look at the hairline.
They're going to need some Herculean.
And when the game get close or when it's time, winning time, LeBron has shown that he's capable of being the best player on the floor. Also, their role players and Dennis Schroeder, Austin Reeves, D'Angelo Russell have elevated their games.
I think that was like 27 seconds, but I'm going to go with it. The Lakers have a plus 300 odds to win the NBA title, Perk, but they're going to have their hands full in the Western Conference Finals because they face a Denver team that has been the #1 seed since December 20th, Richard Jefferson. You can see their odds to win the title, the second shortest of any team, but they will win because why?
I think the Denver Nuggets are going to win because they are the most well-balanced team yet. When I look at Jamal Murray, when I look at Michael Porter Jr., when I look at Aaron Gordon and his contribution, again, when you have Christian Brown, when you have Bruce Brown, when you have all of these guys that are combining and playing elite basketball, I think that they are the best, most complete team. Like, we could talk about the Golden State Warriors, and that was a huge win for the Lakers. Not to discredit.
Jason Tatum got his rhythm on everybody, but he was really cooking on Joel Embiid.
51 points, 13 rebounds, and 0 turnovers.
He said, hold it up, count them, 50, I got it. Let's take a listen to Jason Tatum after the
Fans
game.
like that, who needs enemies?
Right?
Especially with our season being on the line last game, I was just excited to, we had another opportunity today as a team and, for myself just to kind of bounce back. I was relieved. I was happy about that, just to get another, chance because, our season could have been over, game 6. And, just being in another game 7, being able to come back home in front of our fans, I was really excited just for the moment.
So we know the Celtics are one of the most storied franchises in the league, but Jason Tatum did something, as you mentioned, Jalen, that no other Celtic had been able to accomplish. He's the first player in franchise history with multiple 50-point games in the playoffs, also doing this back in the first round in 2021. I mean, just an iconic performance all around from Jason Tatum last night. The Celtics are the odds-on favorite to win the entire thing. So, Perk, you've been there. You've done this. Better performance than we saw last night. Jason Tatum yesterday in Game 7. So let's head there now, Richard Jefferson.
Yes.
Because you and I both said, you know what? If this goes back to Boston for a Game 7, Philadelphia is in trouble.
Well, if Philly was in trouble also because of a couple of things. We can look at their 3 main components. Doc Rivers.
Check.
James Harden.
Check.
And Joel Embiid in their history in these types of moments. Sorry, didn't have a lot of faith. And it looked like Jason Tatum went in there without a lot of faith, knowing that this was his game.
Well, Jalen, it felt like Jason Tatum knew that he didn't really find it until the fourth quarter of the previous game and said, you know what, I'm going to come out and show you what I can do.
Jason Tatum, the most points ever in a Game 7. He was an equal opportunity employer. You know why? He was giving everybody the business. Look what he did to Joel Embiid as he drops him off with the hesitation and finishes at the bucket with 2.
Well, and make no mistake, Jason Tatum and Jaylen Brown at the time that they checked out had almost outscored Philly by themselves.
Yep.
Like, think about that. 2 guys had almost outscored Philly by themselves by the time they checked out and could have kept going.
The unsung hero in Game 7. And it may not show up in the box score, but what he brought on the defensive side of things was that we saw James Harden attack the basket and should have shot floaters at times or even tried to lay the ball up. But because Robert Williams was in the paint, he was kicking it out. And on the offensive end, we heard Jason Tatum say plenty of times, in order for us to win this championship, Robert Williams is the most important piece. You know why? Because he's so much of a dynamic roller and he's so much of a lob threat at the basket that when Jason Tatum uses him in the pick and roll, it opens up everything and more from him. Even Robert Williams playing the dunker spot opens up the lanes and everything for Jason Tatum to allow him to be the better version of himself. He played 30 minutes last night, and it was an impactful 30 minutes. And it's going to benefit Jason Tatum and
On the perimeter, for me,
Got to sit up here. We're going to be critical of those decisions and those moments when he switches and not.
Talk about the Denver Nuggets. This is a complete Boston Celtics team that also has a little taste of what it's like to be on that final stage all summer long. They talked about how, you know what, I didn't want people coming up to me congratulating me on the run that we made to the finals. I want to be congratulated on winning the entire thing. So that recipe of both a little bit of taste of disappointment plus being a real complete team.
I see what they did with your shot, though. Wait.
Oh, I get the trophy in the background?
I see what they did with her shot. Look, I was like, okay, I see it. You know what? Slick. I think she's slick.
No, the producers got my back.
Liz, shout out to the producers. That was good. I saw this. I was like, okay. Can we move it for the B block?
Next shot. Actually, we'll go to break right now so we can make a little adjustment to this. Coming up here on NBA Today, hear from LeBron James live here on NBA Today. You can see him getting shots up ahead of tomorrow's Game 1 of the Western Conference Finals. Do you look like that, Rich?
No. I used to.
They all each locked down defensively. Jaylen Brown, we know what he's improved offensively, knocking down shots, in particular off the dribble, a 25-point score. Malcolm Brogdon was in the Sixth Man of the Year conversation, one of the best three-point shooters in the league. White, the same thing, all NBA caliber defender. And one of my favorite players in the game is Marcus Smart. There's a reason why he won the Hustle Award 3 years in a row. Whatever you ask that guy to do, he's able to do it. Run the team, guard Joel, guard other people on the perimeter, sacrifice his body, make open threes. I feel like that foursome, clearly Jason Tatum is going to be the guy that has to get you those big numbers, but that foursome to me is going to be a difference that nobody can match.
No, I completely agree with both of you, and I want to give some credit to Joe Mazzulla. We were critical of him after Game 4 of like, why aren't you playing Williams? You can go with the double big lineup, and he made that adjustment with more defense.
With the conference finals starting tomorrow, I want to know who at home, who do you think is going to win it all? Might it be the Lakers or the Nuggets? Perhaps the Celtics? Is the Heat going to be turned up? Vote, let us know. We will reveal the results a little bit later in the show.
The bubble is back. The Nuggets team has been the #1 seed all year.